Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dealer Inspire DI How Do I webinar series. Today we have an amazing guest here in the office, He's sitting right next to me. His name is Marc Damon, and he's an executive vice president. He's a co-founder. He is an all-around amazing guy who knows a lot more than me, that's for sure. So we're going to be talking with him. My name is Shawnee, and there I am. I'm the training evangelist. So I'm the one that you're going to talk to learn all about the great stuff that we do here at Deal Inspire and all about the dashboard and WordPress. And I do these webinars, and we have a lot of great things going on. So feel free to send any questions you may have during the segment. Feel free to send them through the chat board. You can also we'll have a little Q&A session at the end because I'm sure you'll have questions or any comments like you guys are amazing and where have you been in my life? Those work too. So, Marc, you with me? Oh, I'm a joke. Let's see. Can everybody hear Marc? Because I can't hear him. All right. Let's hold on for 1 second. We're having a bit of issue. So I guess I could. You know what? I'm gonna tell you a story.
Can't unmute.
Huh?
He's not unmuted. It's unmute him. You need to unmute him. You can't unmute it or pass it to him.
Okay, just 1 second. User error. That's my bad. All right, here we go. Okay, Marc.
Okay. Mark.
You there, Marc? Okay. So while we get this, figured out, we're going to talk a little bit.
Oh, I think I got it. I think I got it.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Wait. Ladies and gentlemen, we work on web and analytic marketing platforms, not audio. Just so you know. Okay. All right, Marc. So here we go. So I'm gonna. There he is. Look at that guy. So Marc, I've already introduced you a couple times. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you the controls to the webinar, and I'm gonna let you do your thing. Sound good?
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So what is Fuel? Fuel is our dynamic. 1 second. There we go. Besides being the greatest program ever, Fuel is our dynamic inventory platform. Basically, it takes the dealership's inventory feed and creates ads and keyword lists for every single vehicle that you have in stock. So you can see on the image on the right-hand side, or the other one, that we are the users looking for a 2012 Subaru Outback. And the ad that shows up is one of our Fuel ads, 2012 Subaru Outback. What we do is take the inventory feed, take all the details about that vehicle that we can, and try to cram as much information into the ad as possible. So colors, if it's all-wheel drive, pricing, um, trim level, stuff like that. We want to try and get as much information in the ad as possible. And you can see that ad on top really stands out compared to another ad right below it, which is kind of a generic ad. It's got some dynamic insertion to it. The 2012 Subaru Outback is there, but it really doesn't explain that there's actually a vehicle in stock. The one above, it's one owner vehicle, it's a wagon, it's all-wheel drive, it's got all the information there, including price. So it's definitely more enticing. But what it also does, it gives the user more information up front. They don't have to click on that ad to see what type of vehicle it is. So they know, the price. They know if it's all-wheel drive before they actually click on the ad. So what that does is it greatly reduces the bounce rate. So we're getting kind of a lower click-through rate, which is to be expected. So we're not getting clicks for people that are looking for something a little bit different. But once they get to that page, they're more likely to be interested in that vehicle because they knew upfront before clicking on the ad. So it saves everyone money. You just don't get people clicking on an ad to find out exactly what kind of vehicle or inventory you have. So we set up fuel a couple different ways. This example is for an individual vehicle. So if a dealership just has one model in stock, so you have some trade-in vehicles, you just have one of them in stock, we're going to create an ad just for that vehicle. And again, we're going to try and put as much information in that vehicle as possible, or in the ad as possible. But what happens if you have 30 Ford Escapes in stock? You don't need an ad for every single vehicle. And actually, Google's definitely not built to have that type of that many ads for one vehicle, because Google doesn't know what to show. So a random user is looking for a used vehicle and you have 30 of them in stock, and if you have an ad for each and every one of those, Google doesn't know what to show, so they pick one, whatever's got the highest ad rank or the best quality score. But most likely it's not what the dealership's looking, or what the user's looking for. So what do? They bounce back out. They go back to Google and do another search, or click on one of the other ads or organic listings to try and find what they want. So what we do is, this is kind of an example here. So this example, there's 7 Chevy Malibus in stock. And so we create one ad. We can put some really dynamic, relevant information about those vehicles in the ad, so we can say how many are available, starting at price. So that way the user is searching for a specific vehicle. The ad shows that they have 7 available. They click on the ad, and it goes right to the vehicle results page. So on that page, there's going to be all 7 vehicles. The consumer has got a much better chance of finding one they like, and staying on your website longer to search through them and go to the VDPs and find the one they actually like. The keyword lists that we build out are very, very relevant to each vehicle that you have. So you may have a wide range of Malibus in stock. You might have some 2005s, you might have some 2012s. The keyword list that Fuel builds out has keywords for each and every vehicle you have in stock. So if someone is looking for an older model or a late model vehicle, and they're searching that way, so they type in, I'm looking for a 2005 Chevy Malibu LX or something along those lines, the ad is still going to show, and it's going to be highly relevant because those keywords that are in the ad group are exactly what we have. And then it's going to go to that search results page where that vehicle, of course, is going to be on that page. And if they don't like that vehicle, maybe one of the other ones that we have in stock would work for them also. So a couple ways we do this, and the main way we can put so much information into the ad is how we build Fuel. And this is something that I struggled with for quite a while, to try and figure out a way that we can create dynamic ads that are much more than just keyword insertion. So keyword insertion basically takes what the user typed in and puts it in like the description line or the headline. So someone types in 2007 Chevy Malibu, keyword insertion would put that in the top line or one of them, and then the rest would be kind of a filler, like a static listing. That's the way a lot of the companies do it now, and it's good, but we definitely want to take it a step farther. So we built a few things into Fuel that really make this program stand out, and in turn will make your vehicle stand out in search listings. So you can see over on the right-hand side the different lines, text lines to your ad. The headline is up top. So a headline in Google AdWords can have 25 characters. And of those 25 characters, if we go over 25 characters, Google will not show the ad. So we want to be very careful that we are within the limits. And so how we do this is we set up different options. So option 1 is we want year, make, model, trim, and drivetrain in this example to show up in your headline of your ad. So that's a lot of information. There's very few makes and models that are small enough in character length that all of that information is going to fit in, but there's definitely some. So we want that to be there. And then if that's too many characters, so it's over 25 characters, our program automatically drops down to the next line, year, make, model, and trim. So we leave out the drivetrain, hoping those extra couple characters will make that fit in the headline. And again, it keeps dropping down until we find something that fits. So the fallback would be year and model. So some vehicles like a Chrysler Town and Country, that's 25 characters in itself, and that's just not going to fit in a headline with other information. But the ones that can, we definitely want to show that information. So we also do that for the, let me go back, sorry about that. We also do that for the other lines in the ad. So in an AdWords ad, we have a headline, we have a description line 1, description line 2, and then a display URL. And then on top of that, we have the actual URL where the landing page is. So we do the same thing. So description line 1 and 2, and the display URL has 35 characters. And again, we want to do the same thing. We want to put as much information about the vehicle as possible, but a lot of times it's not going to fit. If we're trying to put in information like colors and body styles, and if it's a truck, different cab sizes or whatever, it doesn't always fit, but when we can, we definitely want that information in there. The next thing that really makes our program stand out is conditions. So conditions are great. We can basically take a standard ad and tailor it more to that exact vehicle. So in your inventory, you may have 400 or 500 used vehicles, and this is a great way to make certain vehicles stand out. And if looking at the screenshot here, you can see we're using conditions. So this line right here, newly listed certified Honda. So not all vehicles are going to qualify for that, of course. So we create a condition, and the condition is days in stock less than 15, and certified equals yes. So from information that we're getting in the feed, we're going to be able to tell if that vehicle is newly listed, just got on your lot, and if it's certified. And if it is, we're going to show this line. So newly listed certified Hondas. Of course, we can set this up quite a few different ways. And if that vehicle does not meet those criteria, it drops down to the next line. And this one's newly listed only, and days in stock is a variable. So it basically fills in how many days that vehicle's actually been on your lot. We have the condition for days in stock less than 15. And so if you have a vehicle that's been on your lot 7 days, that line in the ad that's going to be searched is newly listed only 7 days on the lot. So it's highly relevant and highly dynamic to that vehicle. And what we can do and what we can add in to these lines and some of the different things we've been testing and playing with is really exciting. I'll get into it a little bit later, but we can add in different maps, so we can add in our different feed mapping, so we can add in different feeds, which is pretty much endless of things we can add in. So one example would be we could add in a weather feed, and we can show different add text lines based on the weather. So if it's sunny out or if it's snowing, if it's snowing, we could say something about time to get an all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive truck, something along those lines. So conditions are pretty well endless to what we can do and what we can show, which is pretty exciting. So Fuel also, of course, syncs with your inventory. So we get inventory feeds right from your inventory management system, same place, same company that sends them right to your website. We get feeds depending on who your IMS is, usually a couple times a day to 6 to 10 times a day. So the ads are always updated. If you get new vehicles in by 12 o'clock, or some vehicles sold, we want, as soon as we get the feed, it updates. So we are removing those ads or pausing them, so you're not wasting money on vehicles that you don't have in stock. And on the flip side, any vehicles that you do get in stock, we want to start advertising those right away. And the ads, I don't have a screenshot on it, but there's also a display or a destination URL just below this, and that's going to, of course, go right to the corresponding VRP or VDP of your website. So if we're advertising more than one vehicle, of course, we're going to want it to go to the search results page of all the vehicles. If it's a one-off vehicle and it's just one model, then we send them directly to what they're looking for, the VDP of the vehicle, so they can see exactly what they want. Next slide, conditional bidding. This is something else that we recently launched about 6 months ago, and this is pretty exciting. We get to bid differently based on conditions. So we kind of talked about conditions a little bit ago, where we can create conditions for how long it's been on the lot, if it's newly listed. We can also do, if it's a one-owner vehicle, if we're getting that information from like Carfax, which we do quite a bit. We can bid differently based on model, days in stock, VDP views, which VDP views is a really great condition to set up. So what that basically does is we can bid differently based on how many people are looking at a vehicle. So if you have a vehicle that is, been viewed 100 times on the vehicle details page in the last 30 days, most likely it doesn't need as much marketing or advertising as a vehicle that has gotten 3 or 4 or even 0 views on your website. So we can set up different conditions, and if VDP views equal or greater than 50, then we can either reduce the bid, or we can not even bid on certain vehicles based on how popular they are. And then on vehicles that do not get as much action on the VDPs, we can definitely bid up and bid more, so we can make sure that those vehicles are getting looked at as much as possible. Then we can also bid differently just based on the model. So a lot of dealerships have an extended amount of different vehicles. So if any vehicle that you have over 20 of, you want to bid more to do something like that, or if you just want to really go after the Chevy Cruze or something like that, we can bid differently. It gets set up and it's automatic, so it gets updated a couple times a day. And if a vehicle goes from not getting seen that much to really getting seen quite a bit, and most likely it's going to sell really quick, so we can the program reduces the bids automatically. So Toolkit, this is some of the other features that we have built into Fuel. A modifier tool, and what this does is it basically cleans up the dealership's feed. Sometimes we get a lot of things that just don't go along with paid search advertising. For example, some words will be all capitals, and that's against Google's terms of service. So it's an easy way for us to clean that up and make sure that they are capitalized correctly and not all capitals. We can also change different things. So sometimes in the feed we'll get like Civic Coupe and Civic Sedan. We seem to get quite a bit, and the user is not going to be searching for Civic Coupe a lot of the times. And if they do, a lot of times they'll spell out the word coupe, and a lot of times in the feed that we actually get, it's it's abbreviated to CPE or something like that. So the modifier tool basically lets us clean up that information, so we have better data going in to Fuel, and of course that's going to export better data out to Google AdWords. Our feed mapping tool, again, it's kind of the same thing as the modifier tool. It lets us take in any kind of feed, so it can be of course a dealership feed of inventory, or it could be a little bit different than the standard dealership feed, and lets us map it out to exactly what we need. So we can change it around, we can change columns, we can change column headers and variables to make that feed work for us. In that respect, also this program works very good for other verticals. For example, parts, we've been doing a lot of different parts companies lately, dealerships in their parts department. So we just get an inventory feed of your parts, and we can create ads for every single part that you have in stock. And it works really good if we go after part numbers first and foremost, because a lot of people find out through research what part number they need or what they want, and then they Google that part number because they want to buy it now. So those are the perfect people to go after because they know exactly what part they want. They're definitely at the low level of the bottom of the funnel, the sales funnel. So they know what they want, they just need to find it. So by us going after those part numbers as keywords, and then in the ads, of course, we're going to add in the part name, the part number, as much info about the parts as we can. The user experience is really good. They search for it, the ad's right there, they click on it, and it goes right to that parts page where they can buy it. So the program lends itself really well to pretty much anything. It's very adaptable. Shared ads is another project we've been working on quite a bit lately, and this is a little bit off topic of the dynamic side of things, but I wanted to bring it up a little bit and just kind of go over it. So in AdWords, not non-inventory related ads, a lot of them are going to be the same type of ad. We're going to run the same ad in multiple ad groups. So if we have a location campaign and there's 15 different ad groups for different locations that are around your dealership, it's going to be the same ad in each of those. So what we built is a tool to really easily create ads and then share them with each of those ad groups. But the main reason behind this is we wanted to get better data of how those ads are performing. So normally to figure out which ad is doing better, you got to dig through quite a few different ad groups and campaigns and kind of add them up. Or you can download a report, use pivot tables. It's just a pain. It takes a lot of time to really get accurate results. So what we do is we build out different ads and we connect them with as many ad groups as they're going to be shared. So this example, we have 3 different ads, and I'm not sure exactly how many ad groups are shared, but probably around 10 or 15 different ad groups. And then we can start an A/B test. And basically, we always have these running. Every time we have ads live, we're always running A/B tests because we're trying to get something better than what we have. And different ads definitely perform better or worse in different markets and for different manufacturers, for different dealerships. So an ad that works really good for one dealership could work completely different for another dealership that's not even that far away. So we want to try and find ads that work for what we're actually trying to do. So every time we're running ads, we're always doing at least an A/B test. This one's got 3 different examples. So we set it up. We can set the time frame. So basically, we usually use 5,000 impressions or like 500 clicks. And what that does, it gives us enough data to be able to tell what's working and what's not working. And after that time limit is up, we get a notification that the test has run its course, and we get a notification of what ad actually did better. So in this case, you can see these numbers are pretty low. This A/B test started about a week and a half ago, but you can clearly see the 12.43 click-through rate is by far out of these 3 doing better. And actually, this was the ad that won last time. So it had a little bit of a head start as far as data. So as of right now, this one's winning. You can see the one on the bottom is creeping up there. And at the end of 5,000 impressions, it might actually beat out the one that's the Dealer of the Year ad. But this basically combines all of the data from all of the ad groups that it's running in, and we have a formula that takes quite a few different things, and how many impressions it got, the click-through rate, the bounce rates, the average cost per click, because some ads are going to be more expensive than others. So, and then also bounce rate. We take all of those and we have a formula that basically awards a winner based on data from each of the ad groups that the ads are running in. So down the road, this program is continually updating. We are actively adding new features every week, which is awesome. We have a lot of fun things coming, a lot of really innovative and new ideas that I've had for quite a while that are actually very close to being implemented. So definitely stay tuned for the next next couple weeks, next couple months for new features that we're going to be launching. That it's going to take basically your ads and what ads are showing and what's actually displaying in the ads to the next level. Very excited about that. If you guys have any questions, definitely ask.
All right. Yes. It'd probably be easier to ask through the chat window. I do know Jeff Collins. Did you get your question answered there? Yeah, I'll follow up with him. Pretty sure he did. Um, and that look, there's our future car buyer there. We're gonna have to upgrade that. He's gonna need an upgrade soon. I have a quick question for you there, Mark. Okay, if anyone is interested in this, oh yeah, here we go. All right. So, Carwimple would like to know that how do you get this set up on the website? Like, who they contact?
Um, I'm sorry, how do we get what set up?
How does a dealership get this set up on their website? Do they call us up and talk
Yeah,
to you?
definitely call us up, and we'll definitely talk through what the dealership's looking for and their needs and everything, and then from there it's just a matter of creating the account, creating the different ads based on that dealership. So every dealership's a little bit different what they want to advertise, and if they have a USP that we want to put in there, or if we just want to advertise as much about the vehicles. So we talk about that, and of course where we're going to advertise, and different things like that. And it's usually within a week or so, everything's live and up and running. We build out everything manually, even though we have a program that runs everything for us. All of the ads and all of those text lines are built manually, and basically a lot of it is feedback from the dealer on our onboarding calls to get their needs and what they're looking for, and then everything's custom. We don't just have a template that every dealership gets the same ads and conditions and everything like that. Everything's definitely custom built to meet their needs.
Okay. Uh, yeah, thank you, Bruce. All right. So, yeah, Bruce, just throw up the phone number there that you can give us a call to get this all set up. One more question for you there. Okay, so let's see. Can you tell us what you've learned about bounce rates with VRPs, SRPs, and VDPs? And does
So,
anyone?
oh,
Oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I was just going to answer that question, but go ahead with the
Oh,
rest
okay.
of it.
Yeah, I was just say, does one perform better, or how have you reduced bounce rate?
So that's a great question, and we're still continually testing out different things. And kind of what we found is that it depends a lot on the website that the user actually ends up on. So normally we set everything up, if you have more than one model, we send it to the VRP, and then if you just have one of that model, we want to send it to the VDP because that's got all the information. But what we're finding on some sites is the bounce rate is quite a bit higher than what we expect or what we see on other websites. And from kind of what we learned is just the user experience on the VDP page is the information's there and it's great, but if that user is not looking for that particular model, then they might just most likely will bounce back out to Google and let Google search again. Some VDPs are really good and they have like a search box up in the header where it's easy to look for other vehicles, or the menu is really easy to use so they can quickly find other vehicles. But some websites, the VDPs are cluttered with a lot of information and just not quite as inviting to search around and look for other vehicles. So in different testing there, we've tested, A/B tested sending to the VDP at the exact same time of sending other people to the VRP. And we found in some circumstances it's actually better to send them to the VRP. So they still see the vehicle, it still has all the information. They would have to make one more click to open it up and get all the details. But the nice thing is that the VRP, it's got the filters on the side, it's got the search bar on it. It's easy to find something else if that's not the vehicle that they're looking for. So in learning that, we definitely test both ways to see which way works out best. And it also led us to start thinking of what we can do differently in Dealer Inspire on our VDPs to make it easier to for users to find other vehicles. So we've got some things in the works that's going to bring similar vehicles um, more up on the list. So, right now we do have similar vehicles, but they're usually buried in the page, and a lot of people aren't going to scroll. So we have some stuff in the works that's basically going to detect if a user came from a paid search ad and landed directly on the VDP, that we can take that user. We already know that they came and what they're looking for, but their VDP might be a little bit different. So similar vehicles are going to be a little bit higher. We're working on putting a filter and a search bar right on the side,
Okay.
maybe as a pop-out. And we also have some fun stuff if the browser detects the mouse going back to the back button, that it could also pop up a pop-up, and it could have similar vehicles in there, or a search bar, just saying, are you looking for something else? So hopefully keep people on the dealership website and do the searching there versus going back to Google and let Google searching for them.
Excellent. Okay. Let's see. Looks like we got another question here. Okay, Mark. Can you talk about a real life situation where you found that the conditional formatting was valuable?
Um,
Put you on the
it's
spot.
kind of hard to quantify that, just because we're putting more dynamic information in the ad, so it's not. I don't know if I can really come up with one real life example for like text in the ads. But we definitely have seen the click-through rates, and the bounce rates go a lot lower because they see more information about that. They know if it's a one-owner vehicle or if it's a certified vehicle, pricing and colors, and if it's all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. So we've definitely noticed a huge increase or a huge decrease in bounce rates, which definitely proves the point, as the people know exactly what they want
Right.
and they're clicking on it. So in turn, it also lowers the click-through rate, which usually sounds like it's a bad thing. We're still well over the 1% Google minimum that they kind of define. So we're still well over that, but the bounce rate goes down, which is also another really good thing, because the less people click on your ads, the less, of course, it costs. So we're just trying to get that valuable traffic instead of just trying to get everyone onto your site that most likely is just going to result in a bounce and wasted money.
All right. Okay. Well, I think that's it for the questions. Seems like it. So, yeah. So, thank you. Yeah, it sounds like a fuel is an amazing asset in addition to the wonderful product that we already provide. Um, and it sounds like it's something that is um, definitely proven to be a valuable asset to any package that we can offer. So yeah, so thank you. So again, if anybody would like to call, get some more information, I could call 855 DLR Inspire, or that number again is 855 357 4677. It should be in your chat board, but we'll also send up send out a little email with something. Um, and if you could go to the last slide for me there, Mark. Okay, so thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much, Mark, for all of your work. And the Wonder Twins, if you're listening, thank you for helping us put this together. And feel free to visit our website, dealerinspire.com/DI. How do I? Please fill out the survey. There's a little survey that was sent out. You should have it in your email, but it's also right here, po.st/DI survey. And let us know how this went. So, how any of these go, and what you would like to see. That's another thing. We would like to know. We want to hear from you guys and have a conversation and make sure that we continue to deliver the technologies that you guys are inspired to use. So please fill that out and let us know. So next week, we are going to learn how to stand out, how to create your own unique selling proposition. It's going to be 5 minutes or less. The webinar will not be in 5 minutes or less because we have some stuff to tell you, but you can learn how to create your own unique selling proposition. It's better to tell people what you can do other than what other people can't do. You want to make sure that you get your brand out there and your uniqueness because you are special. So again, thank you so much, Mark. This webinar is recorded, so it will be up within 24 hours on the website. And feel free to check it out. And I hope to see you all again next week. So I am Shawnee, the trainer of technologies for innovative dealers such as yourself. Take care and stay warm.